Morning there, friends. I have been fasting for now just over 84 hours. Crazy. I didn't even think I was going to be able to make this a full day, but I have made it now multiple days, and I have reweighed myself, ran on my stats, done all of the things, and I am going to be 100 and bajillion% transparent with you all here today and share with you exactly what I have found, the results that I have seen, the good, the bad, the ugly, how I'm feeling, if I would do this again. Is long-term fasting worth it, especially when you're trying to hit specific goals? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? This is what I have found here for me, and I'm going to share it all with you along the journey. Welcome back here to my challenge, where I kind of just called myself out on October 1st and said the year is almost over. Do not spend another year feeling like you haven't gotten it together. You're not where you want to be. You're not living the life that you actually want to be living. You all actually introduced me to a YouTube channel, Patera, and she was talking about what her and her husband are doing and how they're kind of tackling all these things. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I am just sitting around not doing the things that I know I should be doing. So I shared all my stats with you all the other day. And then I shared with you that I was going to partake in a bone broth fast. So I'll link those videos at the end so that way you guys can go and see all the things if you would like to see the nitty-gritty details. But I figured I would kind of give you the overview and share with you my exact stats today. I did not weigh myself during the process. I did not kind of measure myself or look into any of those things because I just wanted to let my body do what my body needed to do. The point of doing the bone broth fast for me really was I needed to do something. I believe that God gave us an amazing reset for our bodies, and what happens to your body when you fast is quite phenomenal. I'd never done more than 24 hours though. And so maybe like a little bit, like a day and a half, but never like an extended fast. And so I thought, you know what? This might be the exact kick in the pants that I need to really get going here. Let me just do this bone broth fast. So I am at, what did I say? Like 84 hours so far, which is super exciting. Got this little app so I could just track it and like just kind of do the easy math for me. I've got some changes here for you. I did go ahead and hop on the scale this morning to see what they were. I love my scale because it kind of gives me all my different stats and everything on it. And so I want to share them with you all. I started off at 167.2 pounds. That's where I started off. And that's what I told you all when I shared my just vulnerable moment of weighing myself and doing that. Like that 170 range is kind of like the heaviest non-pregnant that I've been. Well, I don't care about what the number is. Like I don't have like a goal number. Like to me, like I don't even have like a goal clothing size or something that I want to wear. I just want to feel good. I want to feel healthy. I want to feel fit. I don't want to be so inflamed. I have PCOS, which is completely connected to my diet, hormone imbalance, things like that. So I want to be doing the things that I can do to actually feel better. And I know that I wasn't feeling good. I know that I was having a lot of things come up that really were not awesome. And so when I got on the scale and I saw 167, I was like, the last time I hit this like 170 mark was when I said, okay, I can't take it anymore. And I was like, sure, honey, we'll try your crazy carnivore idea. And then that radically transformed my life. So, you know, it kind of was that type of thing again. So weighed myself this morning. I am 160.2. Yeah. 7 pounds down. I started this, Tuesday was like the first day, but technically I would have stopped eating Monday night. So Monday night to Tuesday night to Wednesday night to Thursday night. And here we are now Friday morning. So it's been like 3.5 days so far, down 7 pounds. The other stats I had on there was my body fat is actually down 1.5%. So that's great. Fat has actually been consumed. My muscle mass is up ever so slightly, but I thought that was really neat because it's showing that my body is actually tapping into the fat and the reserves that could be used up and not cannibalizing its own muscle tissue. So that was a really good thing to see. My body water increased. So that means that I have been doing a fantastic job staying hydrated. One of the most dangerous things of people when they fast is that they're not consuming enough water. That's why I did the bone broth, because I was getting some great electrolytes and things in that. But we'll talk more about how much bone broth I actually ended up consuming over the series. I did a lot of water and a lot of unsweetened just herbal teas, a lot of water with just a little bit of electrolyte mixed into it. Every time that I kind of had that mental thought of, ooh, I would go grab a snack right right now. I just came out and grabbed myself something to drink. I grabbed myself sparkling water with nothing added into it. I grabbed myself just regular water. I made myself a cup of tea or something like that. So that was really cool to see that my body water actually increased. All of us could, I'm sure, be drinking more water, and you'll start to see those differences. And my BMI, because it was kind of one of those things when I did it, I was like, oh wow, my BMI actually has me in the overweight category. It was on the lower end, but still it had made it over to overweight. My BMI went down into the normal range in just this amount of time, right? In a week, I've been able to go down on the scale. Here in my BMI back into the normal range. I thought that was pretty impressive, right? Pretty exciting. Down 7 pounds, down 1.5 body fat, right? Back from overweight to normal, even though it was close, like it's not a huge thing, but yet my muscle mass has increased slightly and my body water increased as well. Like, praise God, that's fantastic. The stats are cool, of course, but how do I feel, right? Isn't that kind of the scary part when you think about fasting? You're like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. Trust me, I was thinking the same thing, but here we are. I will be transparent. So that way, if you are contemplating this for yourself and wondering if it's something that you should do, here's just my honest take on it. Day one was okay. Like I said, I've done 24-hour fast before. So I was, hungry periodically. I made myself a big cup of bone broth in the morning and then again in the evening and just kind of sipped on that and really just had to mentally focus myself and be like, hey, this is why you're doing it. It's okay. You'll get through this. I stayed busy. I stayed doing things. If I'm busy and I'm doing stuff, I'm less likely to just think I'm starving all the time anyways. And so I really tried to just stay active on day one. Day two, I woke up and was feeling it definitely and was kind of in that, I don't know how this is going to go. I was kind of my head didn't feel super great. My body was kind of felt like lethargic, so day two was started off kind of like, I drink 1 cup of bone broth in the morning. And every time somebody would make something in the house, it was like, oh, I want something. I really just honestly hid away in my office almost all day. And by the afternoon, I felt miserable. Genuinely miserable. I was like, whose grand idea was it to do this stupid fast? It was my idea. It was all my idea. But I was really annoyed and I didn't feel good and my head hurt and I was starving and I was craving everything, and even foods I don't normally eat just sounded so amazing. And I'm sitting in there fantasizing about all the food I could eat. How am I going to break my fast, right? That was all I could think about. What if I break it? What if I don't make it through to tomorrow? What if I just wake up in the morning and I do this? And I was kind of just miserable and uncomfortable and hating everything, trying to keep it all to myself and not just be cranky to everybody. But it didn't feel good. And I didn't feel good. And so I didn't even want to get up and try to busy myself, because the first day I was like, okay, well, I'll just get up and do something. There's plenty of stuff I can do. I did a bunch of work around the house and it felt really good. So day one, it was like, okay, I might be a little hungry, but I'm seeing the work with my hands that I'm doing and my house is looking better. So this is nice. I'm taking care of things. Day two, I didn't care. Day two, I was hungry and I was miserable and everything sounded good and I couldn't have anything and I didn't want to get up and do anything because I didn't feel great. And so I shared with you all, but what I did was I went ahead and I just was like, all right, self, pull it together. Don't give in. Don't give up. Don't do this to yourself. You came this far, you can do it. And so I kind of thought of the fact that sometimes when you watch YouTube videos, they can be really encouraging, right? You see what people are doing and you're like, wow, that's so cool. I want to do that too. I don't watch a lot of YouTube, but I usually will watch a video in the evening as I'm kind of doing my skincare, my whatever I usually will put something on and just kind of listen to it while I'm doing my end of day kind of wrap up stuff. And sometimes I'll come across these videos about fasting or something health related. And I'm like, man, that sounds so good. I want to do that. But it's late at night. And so I'm like, maybe another day. I'm going to get to this one day. Have you ever done that? I'm totally guilty of doing that. So I was like, man, whenever I watch those, I always feel so encouraged. What if right here, right now, while I'm literally just sitting in my office, grumpy, hungry, miserable, not feeling great, what if I just sit here and binge watch a bunch of videos about the topic of fasting and what happens when you go over 2 days, right? Since I was at that 2-day mark wanting to give up, what if I just watch those and use that hopefully as like a sense of encouragement to keep going. I know I believe in why I'm doing this. It's why I started it. It's why I said it publicly to everybody out on the internet, right? So I know that I have a strong why for why I want to do this, but maybe this can be a little bit of encouragement. And so I did. I sat there and I watched probably more YouTube videos in one day than I watch in a whole year. But I sat there and I watched all these videos, and just one right after the other, and just learning all these different facts and like things that I had forgotten, just kind of refreshing myself. And everybody kept saying that day 3, like that is the game changer. Day 3 is when everything happens. And so I'm like, okay, you've encouraged me. I'm going to go to bed early. I don't even care. Like I don't feel good. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to see how I feel in the morning. I woke up on day 3 and felt fantastic. It was really crazy, the difference between day 2 and day 3. I felt so good. I was a little nervous because I didn't time this very well, and I have a lot of work that needs to get done. And day 2, my brain was mush. Like I didn't get anything of value accomplished, really. I was like, okay for a little bit in the morning and like filmed a video with you all. And then it just went as the day went on. Day 3, I felt great. I got a ton of work done yesterday. I took care of a bunch of things. I was up, I was cleaning out all of our pantries. I was getting a bunch of work done. I had a bunch of meetings. I was doing all of these things and I felt great. I actually didn't even make myself a cup of bone broth because I wasn't really hungry for it. I did a little electrolyte water. I did 1 cup where I just put some regular broth in, and that was more so because I was cold, and so I was like, here we go, I'll do this, but it wasn't like a hearty bone broth or anything. Never at any point in the day was like, oh, I'm so starving, when is this over? I can't take it anymore. My husband even asked, he was like, okay, like when are you breaking it? And I was like, I don't know. I genuinely don't know, because I feel so good. And that's what really surprised me here is now, I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, when do I want to break my fast? I thought if I could do 3 days, that would be goal. 2 days would be good. 3 days would be goal. 4 days, okay, that would be fantastic. And now I'm sitting here going, you know what? Today I woke up again. I feel good. I made myself a cup of coffee because I did share with you guys I am having a cup of coffee in the morning to help. I just put a splash of heavy whipping cream and I used my amazing frother and let it froth it all up all nice and rich and beautiful. And my daughter had some sugar-free vanilla coffee flavoring. I put like a dribble in because I think that was even more just a mental thing of, should I have a flavor in there? I don't know. I'm not a black coffee person. So I put a little drizzle in there of that. I didn't even finish my cup of coffee, which is crazy. I drink 2 cups of coffee every day. I love drinking my coffee, and I go back and forth sometimes of should I or shouldn't I? I didn't even finish it. My cup's over there sitting on the counter. I came out here and I got a water. I was like, I drank it. It was kind of nice to have a little something, but that was it. And I'm not hungry. I feel good. I'm up here getting this work done. I tackled some other work. I was up with my son this morning. I went outside and I was doing some things. I woke up way earlier than normal, but woke up because I was well rested. I have my little Apple Watch that I have to track my sleep and everything. It vibrates at 6:30 in the morning. And that's usually my kind of wake up. And then it vibrates again at 7 o'clock. And 7 o'clock is usually my okay, let's get up, let's get going. I was up by 5:45 this morning, wide awake. Felt great. Head's not hurting, body's not hurting. I just was up. I'm rested, I'm good, I'm filled. I even checked my sleep score. I'll pull it up exactly so I can show you guys my sleep score. I slept for 7 hours and 40 minutes and I have a 99 sleep score. So I slept great and I was up ready to go. And so I did. I got up, I got going. I feel more energetic. I can physically feel how much water weight I've lost. I showed you guys yesterday, but my wedding ring is sliding around on my finger. I noticed yesterday when I was up trying to climb up on chairs and do stuff, putting stuff away in the pantries and cleaning up out there, my pants are falling off. So I had loaned my daughter my belt. I only have 1 belt and I had loaned it to her a while back. And now she's like, I don't know where I put it. And I'm like, okay, well now we're gonna stop by the thrift store because I'm having a hard time keeping my pants up. It's amazing in the ways where it's wow, I feel so much better. I have horrible PCOS. And I know it is directly linked to my diet. I know that. I figured this all out when I tried carnivore, and I am feeling the weight of not taking care of myself appropriately. And it's so connected. My swelling has gone down immensely. Sure, I still have extra weight on my stomach. I still have that stuff there, but that extra puffiness and weight of it has just gone away. My pants fit so much better. Again, I can feel it. I can feel it on my legs. I can just feel it in different places where it's like, wow, it's amazing what happens when you start to make changes and real changes that have an impact. And so I am not sure yet when I want to break my fast. Today is actually the day that part of our homeschool, we go out and we do different things. We take the kids different places, and whether we're learning something or trying something or doing something, whatever it might be. And so today I'm going to go out with my girls and we have some things that we're going to go and do. I'm not sure. I don't want to, anything that we might run across would probably be something more of like a special treat or something fun. And so I certainly don't want to break my fast with something junky and not what I should be eating. And so I might let them do something fun. Whereas, they said something about, can we stop by a coffee shop? I was like, we could, but instead of getting a coffee that's going to have a bunch of sugars and things, and I could just get a tea. So I'll probably do something like that is what I'm thinking. I'm sure I'll probably end up breaking my fast today. I'm guessing. It's just kind of weird because I feel so good. I don't feel like I'm ready to, if that makes sense. And that's what's kind of, I don't really know how to answer that because I'm like, wow, I was not expecting it. Like I was literally on day 2 fantasizing about what food I was going to eat. I was so hungry. I was like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm starving. I can't take it. And now I'm here today on Friday morning and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I will. I do have something that I go to on Saturday mornings with my kids, so I'll definitely break it by them because that's a very special thing that we do together. So I'll have to break it at some point, but it might be tomorrow morning. I'm thinking maybe later today, maybe I'll make myself just some scrambled eggs and kind of start with some eggs to kind of get my system up and going again. But I don't know because I'm just not hungry yet. My body is being fed. My body is being fed so it doesn't feel hungry. It's eating all the things that are the excess reserves that it's been holding on to for far too long. And so I don't feel hungry because my body isn't hungry. It's getting what it needs from itself. And so that kind of threw me off. I was expecting to be starving and being like sitting here watching the countdown, almost like New Year's in Times Square with the big ball. Like I almost expected to be sitting here like watching the clock countdown and be like, yes, I need to eat, I'm starving. But instead it is quite the opposite. So before we close this out, I want to ask you every single day here as we go through the Clean Slate Challenge, right? Clearing out the things in our life, be it the physical clutter around us, the bad habits that we might have that are affecting our body, or even the deeper rooted stuff. Let's clear off our slate. Let's take the rest of this year and truly start weeding out the things, the weight of life that is not what is serving our lives, our homes, our families, and rebuild our lives to being what we actually want to be living, right? What God actually has called you for. And so as we do this, I want to pause every single day this month as we go through these videos and ask you what you are thankful for. What is one thing that you are thankful for today? Leave me a comment down below. Seriously, see the timer? You gotta say, you gotta leave a comment. And I'm gonna share mine. The thing that I think I am most thankful for today is the fact that yes, modern medicine is wonderful and amazing in so many ways. I am so thankful for it. I would have died in childbirth 21 years ago if it wasn't for modern medicine. So yes, I am insanely thankful for it. But I'm so thankful that God gave us so many wonderful and amazing ways to care for our bodies. Fasting is genuinely your body's reset button. It is amazing to see the studies that come out of fasting when people are on chemotherapy, fasting when people are sick, fasting when people have autoimmune diseases and all of these other things. I mean, it's just fascinating the studies you can go through and see the power of fasting. It really is a reset button that all of us have. It's quite phenomenal. I'm so thankful for that. I'm like quite literally feeling it physically on my body, but inside. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that we have real food that we can consume that truly nourishes our bodies. I'm thankful that I can take things like I take Primal Queen beef organ supplements, right? I don't like to eat beef organ meat. So I'm thankful that I can take that and they're powerhouses of nutrients. Seriously, all the synthetic vitamins and things you guys are taking, throw them away. They're useless, right? Take God's natural creation, something that your body can actually absorb and start to heal and be transformed. And so seeing the things that God gives us with things He created, right? His creation that we can use to nourish and heal our bodies is kind of an amazing thing. And that's what I am so thankful for here today. But I cannot wait to read what you guys all put down below. As for what's next, just I have a feeling you're not actually going to be that surprised. I think you're going to show up and be like, I knew this is where you're going with this. But be right back here on Monday. Subscribe, turn on your bells, right? Be right back here because I've got some big plans. for the rest of this month. And I want to keep this momentum going. I want to really start turning my life around. Yes, because I'm going through my house room by room, stripping out the stuff, stripping out the clutter, digging into the deeper heart-rooted stuff, and truly going, you know what? It's about time. Let's no longer be stuck in the fat, sick, and miserable. Let's start living fit, healthy, and serving. Let's be good, wise, faithful servants of the Lord. I love you all. I'm glad we can tackle the mess of life right here as heavenly minded friends all together. I will see you all right back here tomorrow for my Fishbowl episode. I am tackling your questions, and we're getting into some deep stuff from a biblical point of view. So see you all here for that. Leave some videos that I think you might appreciate. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, friends.